In 2024, one of my businesses generated 703 leads and it booked 611 appointments, all for free with no human interaction or touch at all. How? By utilizing a lead magnet that attracts your ideal client and converts them into appointments. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through the 5 steps that you need to pay attention to generate more leads, increase your appointments, make more sales, and increase your revenue and improve your profit. Instead of thinking about the outputs, I want you to start focusing on the input. I see too many business owners, mortgage advisors, financial planners focusing on the amount of income that hits their bank, the number of sales that they're doing on a weekly basis. They are vitally important, but there's numbers that come before that you can control, that if you focus on inputs, they will give you greater outputs. Your behaviors and your actions on a day-to-day basis are going to dictate the output that you can get. So the first thing that I want you to think about before we dive into the 5 is how you can increase your marketing, your content, your video. Having more assets out there that speak to your ideal client begins to build trust, it begins to start relationships, and it gives your audience a reason to follow you. Everybody who is walking around right now has a timer clicking in their head. And if you imagine it as a sand timer, they are building up this trust, this know, this like, and this authority for you. When they see you as the solution to their problem, they are going to naturally want to take that next logical step with you. So at the very top of what we need to do, you need to be focusing on producing as much content as you possibly can. We are in an attention age, and more so than ever now, personal brand is fundamentally vital because AI has completely depersonalized as much as possible. So if you can be more human, if you can do more long form based content, you are going to get naturally more results in your business. So when you are producing this content out there in the big wide world, what is the next thing that somebody can do for you? They can join your email list. They can say, he knows or she knows the solutions to my problems. What have they got on offer that will help me take that next logical step? Because everybody's absorbing free content. But once they understand their pain and their frustration and their problems, they want to find out how to solve them. The simplest way to do that is through a lead magnet. And these 5 things are the core principles of what I get my clients, mortgage and financial advisors, business owners to track in their business so that we know we can double their revenue and double their freedom. So the first thing is the number of leads. Now the game has totally changed. A lead for me in 2006 when I started my business was somebody that I got the luxury to speak to. That is no longer the case. Social media, content marketing, AI, information has completely changed. Leads are all somebody who has just raised a hand and signaled an interest. So this is where they are providing you with a name, a number, and an email address. Particularly if you're in mortgages, that journey of getting that email address to getting an appointment could be years. We've had it as much as 3 years from an initial capture of information through to the point where they've sorted their credit out, saved for a deposit, had their bonus from school, thought about moving because they've now got enough equity. All of these things we have no control over. So particularly if you're in mortgages, you need to be building your email list. For financial advisors, it can be much quicker to go from leads to the next stage because they may have the 100 grand that they want to move in their pension. They may have just received the inheritance that they want to put somewhere safe. So there can be a much shorter span, but 42 out of 43 of every 100 people are going to be future buyers. What you're probably doing and what most business owners do and what I did for 10 years was constantly focus on the now buyers, of which there are only 7 or 8 out of every 100. So as soon as you start future focusing your business and generating leads of future buyers, you will naturally begin to move those people to the next step. And the next step is about engagements. Now, those engagements are where somebody books a formal meeting with you, where they become an appointment. Now, in some instances, if you've got a great lead magnet set up and they download the guide and go to the second page, which is your calendar, I would expect at least 15% of those people to book in automatically with no human touch. But if you're building your list and you're nurturing through emails, you're producing content marketing, you will naturally begin to see the bigger your list gets, the more appointments that you will book. We are now just at the end of February in 2025, and we have had 127% of appointments versus the leads that we have generated this year. And that's because so many people from 3, 6, 9, 12, 18, 24 plus months ago are now ready to have a conversation. So we're actually getting more engagements and more appointments in my advisor's diary than new leads that we are generating now. But we've been doing this since 2016. So this is fundamentally key. You cannot avoid doing this right now. After engagements and increasing your appointments, we then go to awaiting documents. This is the point where we're ready to proceed. They have said, we've got the deposit. I'm ready to move forward. Can you research and find me the interest rate? You're thinking about an AIP and even an application. They're thinking about moving or buying. These are when we put them into our compliance tool, and we will see 67% of people from the appointments will go to the awaiting document stage. The others, there's something in their circumstances, or maybe they were just looking for some initial details for 3, 6, 9, 12 months into the future. But knowing your numbers and focusing on the input, you will naturally start to move those people down the customer journey, and you will have more people moving to awaiting documents the more appointments you do and the more leads you generate on your email list. If you're a coach or a consultant or outside of financial services, then what I track as the A is the actual appointment, the number of people that showed up, because I might get 10 appointments, but 8 of them might actually show up. In my mortgage brokerage, because it's a need and a want, pretty much everybody shows up. So the D is for deals. This is where it's input. How many sales are you making on a weekly basis? How many mortgages? How many protection? How many CRM systems? How many new clients on the coaching program? Like tracking the number of deals that you are doing, and equally the value of those deals is absolutely key, because you're no doubt focusing on the banked income. You're no doubt focusing on the money that's hitting your bank. But if you can start focusing on actually what you're doing on a weekly basis and the total value of that sale for all of the clients and all of the products that you offer, you can start to see whether that's going on an upward directory. And you want to see all of these numbers increasing over time, bringing more consistency, removing that fear, that frustration, that worry of where is the next pound going to come from. When your leads go up, your appointments go up, you'll have more clients proceeding, guess what? Your deals will begin to go up too. No more will you have feast and famine. You'll be able to keep your PA or recruit your PA or bring on an advisor in confidence, because your numbers will dictate the story and the outcome of where you are going. And lastly is the S. This is all about the average sale value. So just take the number of deals, if it's 2, and if the value of those deals is £4,000, the average sale value is £2,000. This then means when you look at the percentages through the leads methodology, you can start to say to yourself, well, every lead that I get onto my list is going to be worth this to me. I know that if I generate 10 leads, I'm going to do 1 deal, and that deal is worth £2,000. You just then start focusing on how do I get another 10 leads on my list every single week. And if you maintain the quality and the quantity, everything takes care of itself. We literally have columns on a spreadsheet. L.E.A.D.S, the dates down the left-hand side, and we fill it in every single week for all of my businesses, and we pay attention to how many people are joining that list, whether it's via a webinar, whether it's via a lead magnet, whether it's through the direct messaging that we do and outreach on social media. The more leads you get, the bigger your list grows, the more nurturing you can do, the more you're going to double your revenue and your freedom in your business. So I hope you found this episode valuable and it's given you something to think about. I have created the Next Level Business Scorecard, and it is a game changer. It's 3 minutes and it gives you a full-blown personalized PDF report to your business that is going to enable you to know what actions and steps you need to take to move your business to the next level. It's completely free. It's 3 minutes. The link is in the description below. So please go and complete that scorecard to find out how you can take your business to the next level. I very much hope that you are going to focus on tracking your leads analogy. As I say, it's a foundational principle that we get our coaching and consulting clients who easily add 5 to 10 new leads every single week and $5,000 a month in revenue within the space of about 90 days. Because when you know your numbers, you're able to predict the outcome. Thanks very much indeed for being a fan, a follower, tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next week.